You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Wednesday, second day of spring here. It is March 20th. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot. Joining me in the studio today is the excellent Kevin Shields, and today is National Oral Health Day. We'll also be having a conversation and learning about a form of dermatitis and how you can best treat it, plus adventures in coaching. All of that is happening and much more in this first hour, and it starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today on Good Morning Vail. A lot going on here at the show and a lot going on outside in your local weather. Let's take a look. Getting up today, 26 degrees, a high today of 51 degrees. Yes, spring has sprung and is here. Those warm temperatures are moving through the valley, so it's going to have a mostly sunny afternoon today. As we look at Vail by the hour, those temperatures almost double as you come up from 8 a.m. all the way in through 3 to 4 p.m. as those temperatures continue to climb up throughout the afternoon. I-70 corridor looks absolutely beautiful. Partly sunny in Denver, 63 degrees, 51 in Vail, 53 in Avon, and all the way up to 57 degrees over in Eagle. So a lot of nice warm temperatures all across that I-70 corridor today. Tonight, going to dip down to 24 degrees, partly cloudy, but still there'll be some stars out there if you're in the stargazing, sitting out in the hot tub after a long day of skiing. So it's going to be a beautiful evening outside tonight. 5-day forecast looks absolutely incredible. Mostly sunny, 51 on Thursday, Friday, 50 degrees and partly cloudy. And then we're looking at Saturday, maybe a storm front coming in, still seeing 50-degree weather, but then 40 degrees on Sunday with some snowfall coming in. So a lot of great temperatures and hopefully some snowfall to tail off this week. Monday going to be 36 degrees and hopefully see that 40% chance of precipitation, bringing in some additional snowfall. And one of those big reasons is look at that base depth over in Beaver Creek. It's dipping down to 61 inches. Nothing reported in the last 48 hours, actually longer than that. So that snow hopefully moving in on Sunday, Monday is definitely welcome. 25 lifts are spinning over in Beaver Creek. 166 trails are open. They're still showing 100% of the terrain there in Beaver Creek. Looking over in Vail, their base depth, again, kind of dipping down. It was up there high when we got those snowstorms that came in a couple weeks ago, but season total in Vail, 246 inches, 64-inch base depth, and then 32 lifts are spinning, 278 trails are open, still showing 100% of the terrain, Kim.
Well, you know what? It's looking good for a second day of spring.
It is.
It is.
And everybody that I've spoken with, I haven't been out on the mountain lately, but they said it's absolutely incredible out there.
You know, I really enjoy a good slushy spring temp, especially because you don't have to layer as much, you don't get as much windburn on your face. Yeah. It's just gorgeous.
Just a nice get out there and do the groove and cut some turns. So.
You know, cut some turns, you know, shred it and enjoy it. But happy National Oral Health Day.
I brushed my teeth extra good today and flossed.
That's good. If you floss and brush your teeth, you know, you're really probably ahead of the curve and ahead of most people. But we have some interesting conversations that were had about all of that. Yep. So that'd be good. And that and lots of medical things discussed in this first hour. So.
Yeah, we've got some great things, whether it's the dental oral hygiene or you get into that Zen behavioral health and relaxation and self-care. So I'm excited to see some of our guests and talk to them about that.
It's true. So much self-care happening in this first hour, but we are going to go ahead and get started after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, a part of the medical community and things that are not often talked about are different kinds of skin conditions. And joining me today is the founder and director of the Center for Medical Dermatology and Immunology Research, Dr. Raj Chovatia. How are you, Dr. Raj?
Great, thanks. Thanks so much for having me.
Great to have you here. So you're based out of Chicago, but what you really do is talk about all things dermatology and immunology. So we're here to talk about seborrheic dermatology, and boy, is that a mouthful. So tell us exactly what it is and what the stigma is surrounding it.
Sure. So seborrheic dermatitis, or I'll give you the easy one for in the know, sebderm, is a chronic and recurrent inflammatory skin disease. And when I say inflammation in the skin, it really sort of speaks to what you see on the surface and below. So redness, patches, large flaking, greasy scales, and oftentimes a persistent itch as well. Now with this condition, we think about it affecting often highly visible areas that have hair too. So the scalp, face, the beard area, the neck, and also the chest and back are common places where people can consider these symptoms of seborrheic dermatitis. Now, because these symptoms are so visible, there's oftentimes a really strong association with social stigma, negative self-image, and even low self-esteem. And really, it's a very common condition. About 10 million people or so, at least in the US, have it. But a lot of folks don't necessarily get to their healthcare provider in time, and there can be a very long lag period. And that's the reason why I'm excited to be here today and partner with Arcutis to talk about awareness for this condition and a new treatment option in the case of ZORYVE foam.
So what are the challenges in treatment for people living with sebderm?
Yeah, so there's a few that I'll highlight from my own clinical experience. Oftentimes, historically, we have to prescribe a lot of different products for our patients on different parts of the body, each with different instructions for different amounts of time. It's really hard to keep track of and can make care very, very complicated. And additionally, with hair-bearing areas like the scalp, this is a challenge because traditional topical agents like creams, gels, or ointments are just very difficult to apply. And therefore, patients just have not been particularly satisfied with their treatment options to date.
So can you tell us a little bit more about what treatments are available for patients now?
Sure. So, for the first time in 2 decades, we have a first-in-class prescription topical foam that's approved by the FDA specifically for the treatment of seborrheic dermatitis. So this is Zoryve, or roflumilast topical foam 0.3%. New treatment available for individuals, adults, and children 9 years and up. And a couple of points to really take away with Zoryve foam is that it's a once-daily, steroid-free treatment option that actually targets one specific source of inflammation that we think about associated with seborrheic dermatitis. The nice thing is that it's convenient for use anywhere on the body, all skin and hair types, and it's actually water-based formula, so it's fragrance-free with no common irritants as well.
That's great. So we've talked about the treatment, we've talked about what it is, but what are typically the causes and how does it usually develop on a patient?
Yeah, so very long and multifactorial discussion, but I like to really boil it down when I'm having that discussion with my patients about inflammation, really. That's driven by a variety of different factors, and that's really sort of the entire point of Zoryve foam is to target phosphodiesterase 4, or PDE4, which is one of the elements that's part of the inflammatory pathway that we think about associated with this disease. And in clinical studies of over 700 individuals that were treated with Zoryve foam, which includes a number treated with the foam itself and individuals who use the vehicle as well, about 77% of individuals had clear or almost clear skin after 8 weeks, compared to only about 50% who used the vehicle without the medication alone. I do want to point out that the most common side effects that we're seeing were common cold, nausea, and headache.
Okay, great. Well, where can we go for more information to better educate ourselves on what it is and how to treat it and just how to be prepared?
Well, the first thing I always advise is make sure you have that talk with your healthcare provider, and in this case, to really see if Zoryve foam is going to be the right option for you. And there's a lot of great information available at zoryve.com. That would be ZORYVE.com, where you can get information about seborrheic dermatitis, full prescribing information, and important safety information to highlight some of the things that we talked about together today.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Chovatiya, thank you so much for all that you do, all of the research and the advising that you are putting behind all of this. So we appreciate you. And again, thanks for joining us on the second day of spring.
Thanks so much for having me.
Now stay tuned. We've got a lot more happening in this first hour, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Check your local listings.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
We definitely want to see what the weather is going to be doing today and beyond, because we are in springtime, and who doesn't love 50-degree temperatures? It's a high today of 51. We're looking at about 26 this morning, although it feels much warmer than 26 when you step outside. Winds are coming from the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So let's take a look at that hourly forecast. As you can see, 44 at noon, and then it gets warmer in the afternoon. 47 at about 4 o'clock and beyond, and then it's going to be about 39 tonight. Partially cloudy as we look at that 8 o'clock hour. So gorgeous, gorgeous weather today. Couldn't ask for better springtime temperatures, so great day to be out on the mountain. Now, if you're heading into Denver, it is going to be 63 degrees. We are looking at a bit of cloud coverage throughout the day today, but that might just be intermittent as we're looking at the day. Vail is going to be a high of 51, Avon 53 degrees, and then Eagle, as always, is a few degrees warmer at 57 for the high today. So great t-shirt weather to be out there, and if you're getting on the slopes, you're probably not going to want to layer up as much. Looking tonight, we're looking at a low of 24. Winds will be light and variable with a little bit of cloud coverage, and then moving into the 5-day forecast. As you can see, Thursday, mostly sunny, 20% chance of precipitation, because we will be seeing some of that later on towards the weekend. 51 for the high, 26 for the low. Friday, just about the same with a little bit more cloud coverage, 50 for the high, 27 for the low, and just about the same on Saturday. It's 28, so it's getting a little bit warmer in the nighttime. And then this is where it gets fun. As always, if you don't like the weather, it usually changes here pretty quickly. Sunday, 60% chance of precipitation with some snow showers, so it's not going to be sticking. It'll be a high of 40, a low of 20, and then Monday, scattered snow, 36 for the high, 18 for the low. The snow report, we want to know about it. Even though we haven't had much fall, we will be having some still. We've got a base of 242 inches for the season. It is getting a little bit lower at 61 for the base depth at Beaver Creek, and then the lifts still spinning 8:30 to 4 p.m. Looking at the lifts that are open, we still have 100% of the terrain open. 25 lifts are open, and 166 trails are open in Beaver Creek. Checking out Vail. 0 snowfall over the past 48 hours, 246 inches for the season, and the base depth is still sitting at 64 inches, so looking pretty good over there in Vail Mountain. And then 32 lifts are open, 278 trails, and 100% of terrain is open. Now, today is National Oral Health Day. When we talk about health for adults, we've talked about all different kinds of health options, but Ben had a conversation with a pediatric dentist about how to best keep your children's teeth clean and happy. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. As we're starting to get into February, it's National Children's Dental Health Month. So we are now joined by Scott Cashin of the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry to talk a little bit about why it's so important to make sure that we're taking care of our kids' teeth. Welcome to the show, Doctor.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. So it's my understanding that cavities are some of the most common issues in children's health. So tell us a little bit about that and just kind of why that's so common.
Yeah, so children do get cavities, and we're all about preventing those cavities. So we're recommending that children have their first visit to the dentist by age 1, or when that first tooth comes into their mouth, because we know if we can get a child into the dentist's office, and the pediatric dentist's office in particular, early, that we can prevent them from getting those cavities that you were speaking of by showing parents how to brush the teeth and take care of them. And if there is a problem, we can catch it before it becomes a big problem.
And it makes sense to me that the earlier you get the kid into the dentist, not only does it give the pediatric dentist the opportunity to kind of watch how those kids' teeth are developing and kind of keep an eye on any potential problems that might be arising, but I imagine it also kind of gets them a little bit more used to taking care of their teeth and kind of putting that bug in their mind a little bit. So it's something that they're kind of thinking of, even though they're pretty young.
Absolutely. That is exactly our intent, is like, we want to start it young. We want them to see that coming to the dentist, you don't come because there's a problem. You come because it's just what you do is on a regular basis. And we want to make it fun. And our offices are designed just for that, to make it fun and to create that positive experience for them so that they will be dental patients for a lifetime.
Well, and I imagine that setting that foundation early in the child's life can go a long way to preventing that adult hesitancy to visit the dentist and that, aversion or fear that a lot of grown-ups can have too.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I have parents in my office that tell me, they were scared to go to the dentist and they're trying so hard not to project that on their child. And so I say, well, let me handle it. Let me talk to them. Let me tell them, use my words and things that I say to make it positive, and that let them kind of be passive in the background so that we don't continue that cycle of not having good experiences at the dentist.
Well, and speaking of the parents, I imagine from their perspective, it can be a big challenge to just make sure the kids are staying on brushing their teeth. I know it was a big issue for myself when I was a kid. I was super forgetful, especially when I was like 12. And I would forget all the time to brush my teeth. And how do you encourage parents or help parents to kind of get the kids to remember to brush twice a day, or even floss if, we're really going for those stretch goals?
Right, there you go. So I think it is a struggle, and I tell parents, like, hey, it's real. And what I tell them is, at that young age, the parent just needs to be getting in there, that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it may be, get in there and help their child, let them have a turn, and then the parent gets a turn as well. That's going to help really get those teeth good and clean. As you get to that age of 12 where you were, I think we all kind of have that sort of like, that's like the last thing we want to deal with. But a lot of times what I'll tell parents is to, tell them, remind them, sometimes a sticky note on the mirror or a little alarm on the phone these days, whatever it might take to remind you to do that brushing before you head off to school is an important part of that. And sometimes it's just a matter of saying, hey, you don't want to walk out the door and have stinky breath. So sometimes it's just a matter of what might work for that older child to get them motivated.
Is there any time of year that you would really recommend going to the dentist, like a ideal window? I would imagine, if I was just going to guess, kind of that November or January neighborhood where we're either, after Halloween or after all of the sweet treats that come in through the holidays. But I'm obviously not a dentist, so tell us a little bit about, like, when's the ideal time to go into the dentist for your annual checkup?
Well, I think the ideal time is for it to be regular. So whenever you start, and I like the idea of, like, if you haven't started and you've had Halloween or the holidays, whatever it may be, and you've had a lot of sweets, to start then and then just go regularly. We recommend twice a year. And the main thing is just getting started and taking your child and seeing a pediatric dentist. And then from there, they'll guide you and make sure that you have the best care so that your child will not get those cavities on those teeth.
Is there anything to look out for as a parent just in between those checkups? Things to keep an eye out for, either in your kid's behavior, things that might be indications of cavities, or anything else that you kind of want to keep an eye on to make sure that each visit and those time in between the visits can still be good times for people's teeth?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, of course, the brushing 2 times a day for 2 minutes. And as you said, the stretch goal of going and getting that flossing done, that's going to be the first part. But as you watch your child, if you see them wince when they're eating something cold, or you see them not want to brush in a certain area, you might question them, is something bothering them, or you see them sort of grab their face, anything like that might be a sign that something might be happening, and you may want to just take a look in the mouth. And sometimes if you're helping them brush, just taking a look, if you see something that just doesn't look quite right, a spot on a tooth, it's worth just having it checked out by your pediatric dentist.
Well, and to branch out just a little bit beyond cavities, if we're seeing the kids' teeth develop, is there any early indications that you think orthodontic work might be things to either look at or to get ahead of? Anything that you could think of in that regard?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I think all parents want to look at the shape of the teeth, how they fit together when the child is smiling. We actually recommend children having their first visit to the orthodontist around the age of 8. On average. Some are going to go older, some may go a little bit younger. That might not be to put braces on at that time, but if there is a problem developing with the teeth as far as where they're coming in and what positions they're in, that kind of thing, then this just gives the orthodontist and the pediatric dentist a chance to work together to get them the timing right to get that care when it is indicated.
I know from my own experience that was definitely something that my family dealt with when I was a kid. My sister went through like a ton of orthodontic work, and somehow I managed to avoid it entirely. But that kind of combination or that kind of difficulty can be a challenge for the parents. Anything else you would recommend in just kind of keeping an eye out for the kids as their teeth are developing? Maybe if you do have different children developing in different ways.
Sure. I mean, I think probably 2 big things. If your child had a habit when they were younger, a thumb, a pacifier, fingers, whatever it may be, you may want to look to see if the teeth seem to be a little bit kind of more, I call it flared out, or just kind of out a little bit further. You may look at that. When the child bites together, do you see a space, or do the teeth kind of overlap? Those are just a few things that parents can watch out for, but I'll go back to just saying the pediatric dentists on those regular visits are going to monitor that. We are trained to look at growth of children, and we will refer you to the appropriate person, orthodontist, if you will, at the right time, just for those very reasons. So it just goes back to those regular visits starting at age 1 are so important for all those kinds of things, not just cavities, but watching how the teeth grow and come in and all those kinds of things for sure.
Awesome. Dr. Cashin, before I let you go, where can people go to find out a little bit more?
Sure. So a little more in depth than what we talked about today is go to aapdfoundation.org, and that's going to give you a whole lot more information than we could talk about today, although I could do it all day. It will really be a resource for parents to even locate a pediatric dentist in their local area.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Scott Cashin, President of the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry. You have a great day, and thank you so much for all that great information.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we will be right back with a little bit more show right after this.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. To celebrate Oral Health Care Day, Kim had the opportunity to sit down with the president of Delta Dental. Let's take a look.
Now, welcome back to the show. As humans and as women in particular, we don't talk about the changes to our health as we approach the age of 50 and beyond, specifically how that is related to menopause. Now, Delta Dental of California conducted a survey that 70% of women experience these oral symptoms that they did not have prior to the age of 50, and only 3% of them have spoken with their dental hygienist or their dental provider. Joining us today to talk all about that survey, as well as what they can do, is President of Delta Dental, Sarah Chavaria. Thanks so much for joining us today. Sarah, how are you this morning?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, Sarah, what did your research find in correlation with women and menopause as well as their oral health?
I think the most surprising thing we found is that 84% of women are unaware of the correlation between going through premenopause or menopause and their oral health. And that's significant when you consider the statistic you shared, that 70% of us have experienced at least one oral health symptom. And so when you think about the mouth as the gateway to our bodies and our overall health, creating awareness around that becomes really important.
It really does, and those are some of the symptoms that you wouldn't think about. And you know, the burning of the tongue and the tingling and the receding gum lines, you don't think about that being related to menopause. Now, how does menopause truly impact oral health?
Well, if you think about going through menopause, that's a hormonal change. And so lower estrogen levels means less saliva in your mouth. And so the ability to fight off small infections is impacted. The balance that we need to keep between that harmful and helpful bacteria in our mouths becomes important. And then, as you said, it presents itself in a few ways. You mentioned dry mouth, you mentioned your gums, right? Both receding gum lines and maybe bleeding gums, and even early indications of tooth decay.
Well, these symptoms definitely seem very significant. So, how are women talking to their dentist? Are they talking to their dentist?
They are not. You said it. Only 2% are talking to their dentist. Only 1% are talking to that hygienist. And that's incredibly significant because you think about, we go to the dentist twice a year. We maybe go to the primary care physician once a year. So that's 2 healthcare checkpoints where we could be addressing our symptoms and really starting the conversation about the changes our bodies are experiencing as we're going through pre or menopause.
Now, I love what you do, and I love that you're president of Delta Dental and just the awareness that you as a company are creating. So what changes are you hoping to see as women really become aware of the links? You had mentioned that, the mouth is the gateway to the body. So tell us a little bit more about what you're hoping to see from that.
Well, I feel really encouraged. I think all of us at Delta Dental do. So I'll share that 77% of the women who participated in this survey said they're going to prioritize scheduling a visit with their dentist. I love that. Some of the women I've talked to today have, brought that awareness to the forefront and said the same. And look, I'm just really excited that we have this opportunity to help break down the stigma of talking about menopause. I've been personally excited over the last year to see that folks like yourselves and other places are really starting to open up some channels so we can have these conversations, share stories, and then do things like we're doing and bring some data to the forefront so we know what to look for, so we can have better conversations with the healthcare providers that we interact with about our bodies and our health.
I think what's exciting about this conversation is that our bodies are constantly changing, and I know at times people think that they're too far gone to go after and change their oral health. So what can women do to change their oral health and really improve and take as much preventative measure as possible?
Well, it's never too late, and there's some really simple things we can do. Look, drinking water is good for you overall, and it's really good for us as we go through menopause because, like I said, less saliva means hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Simply brush your teeth twice a day, floss once a day, and go see the dentist twice a year. Those are just some really simple things. And then recognize if you have some of these oral health symptoms, and if you do, have that conversation with your dentist. Maybe it's a little intimidating because the space isn't that private, but if you talk about the symptom or send an email ahead of time, it's a great way to start the conversation.
Well, to me, that sounds pretty simple. Dentist twice a year, brush twice a day, floss once a day. So nothing more than 3 times, and it's just easy to stay on top of that all. Well, Sarah, where can we go for more information?
We've put a lot of information. We know that 26% of us are looking for it online at ddins.co/healthy aging.
Wonderful. Well, Sarah, you are so pleasant and you have such a great smile. And I think you are the face and the embodiment of really taking initiative of your oral health here. So we appreciate all of the information that you've shared with us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we appreciate all that you do.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for having me and participating in the conversation.
Excellent. Well, thank you to Delta Dental as well for spearheading this conversation and for breaking down the barriers to have conversations about oral health and its relation to menopause. Now stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of Good Morning Vail. Now we're doing something really cool for Easter. Starting Monday the 18th, every single day, you're gonna get a new word. So if you watch every day and unscramble the words to make a sentence, you can win What's in This Egg. Make sure and tune in every day. Good Morning Vail.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We're going to celebrate today the National Small Business Development. And in that is Adventures in Coaching to unlock your full potential. Let's take a look.
Welcome to TV8's newest segment. It's called Adventures in Coaching, and it's here to help you grow personally and professionally. And we've got Kim Smith, the expert, joining us. Kim, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and talk to you about all of this.
I'm excited to have you here only because I think powerful women are my most favorite thing, and you are definitely a force to be reckoned with here in our community. So I'm very excited to have you.
Thank you.
Now, let's just dive right into it because we've got a lot of things that we're going to cover over the expansion of some time here on the couch. And so my first question is, what is coaching?
That is a great question, Maddie. And, you know, a lot of people, I think, are confused a little bit about that. And I just want to clarify that what it's not therapy, it's not advice, and it's not sports coaching, although we do take a lot of things from sports coaching. In other words, really trying to push you beyond maybe your limits and to set goals and to hold you accountable to, you know, what you decide is important to you.
Which I think a lot of people in certain areas start to struggle with. And so what is your story and how did you get into coaching?
Yeah, that's a great question also. You know, for me, it really came naturally. I was always, even as a young person, really trying to help people and interested in helping, you know, them improve their lives. And I had a long career in marketing and sales. and I worked in on the agency side of things and in the snow sports industry and then in tourism. And all the while I had this like small voice in my head that kept saying, you know, you really want to help people more. How do you get out there and do that? And you know, while I was loving my career and I had climbed the ladder, so to speak, and had a lot of accomplishments, there were things that just started to, you know, resonate with me outside of those careers, and really getting into helping people was one of those things that just kept bubbling up and saying, you know, why don't you go ahead and take a leap of faith and do this? And so I finally decided to leave my career and get certified in coaching. And I had a couple of iterations as I went through all of that, and I'm now doing that full time, and I'm absolutely loving it. And it's really where I get, you know, my joy and my purpose is around helping others to really reach their potential.
Which is so cool, because you hear of these people that are empaths and they spend their time filling other people's cup in order to fill their own cup, and it sounds like you get the pleasure of doing that in your career. And because you spent so much time in this corporate world, you also have this kind of mindset of how you can help people grow professionally.
Exactly. And yes, it does fill my cup helping others and seeing their process and witnessing change and helping to empower people and enable people to do that is just huge. And I really focus on people working on their careers and with leaders within businesses and teams within businesses themselves, and working with trying to really identify, you know, what that person's purpose is, or a team purpose, and finding out the ways to get there, as well as removing roadblocks that might be getting in the way of their success.
I think it's so important that people take the time to realize that they need that little bit of extra motivation, and this coaching is something that can help them successfully push themselves through that almost like writer's block that we come across in our lives and in our careers. And so you've been doing this for quite some time. What are some of the challenges that you've heard clients complain about?
And that's, yeah, I love what you said, that analogy. You know, people come to me because they are maybe feeling stuck in what they want to do. Maybe they've had an idea germinating in their head for a long time. They just don't know how to get it from here to, you know, there and then move it forward. And I think that's pretty normal. A lot of us have ideas and think like, oh, I want to do this. I want to work on my career. I maybe want to go into an entrepreneurial business. How do I get there? And rather than just continually, you know, ruminating about it, a coach will really help you pull that out, figure out what's important, how do we take those next steps, and what do those look like, and then how can you hold yourself accountable? And a coach will help hold you accountable to those goals that you've set up.
Which I think is something that so many people lack, the discipline of taking the things from their brain, putting them on paper, and then executing them. I know that I really struggle with that in certain areas of my life, and so just to have that little bit of extra motivation helps so much. Now, as people are starting to kind of get a coach and work through these processes, what are some of the things that they can expect from the coach?
So first of all, I really, you know, I'll do an intake, so to speak, to, you know, or discovery, whatever we want to call it, but looking at, you know, what is going on and where do you think you want to go? And oftentimes what happens through the process is we find out that what you think you might want to do isn't really aligned with your purpose and what you know, what will really make you successful. So I'll usually take a step back at that point and look at, you know, what is that person's purpose? Have they ever decided what that is, or have they ever clarified that for themselves? Because that can be your foundation. And we'll go into purpose a little bit more in another segment, but that's really, I like to start there and kind of dig around. And, you know, I was saying that, you know, it's not so much about looking at your past, but oftentimes there are things in our past that are holding us back from success. Maybe, you know, we don't really know why they're there, or they're a limiting belief. You might have heard that term, limiting beliefs, or little gremlins that are saying, oh, I'm not good enough, or I've got self-doubt around this.
Those mean voices in your head that sometimes you got to work towards shutting off.
Yeah, and so those come up inevitably with everybody I work with. And so we do take a look at that and try to, you know, create the courage to walk through a lot of those fears, or, you know, real, or maybe they're made up fears, maybe something really did happen in the past that we need to look at. But whatever it is, that's always been a part of, or that will be a part of the conversation.
Now, as people are starting to get interested in getting a coach, what's the time frame like when you guys start working together to when you can kind of execute this plan to move forward?
I like to say that about a 9-week session or group of sessions is where you really start to see progress. So if somebody says, oh, I'm going to go to a coach 1 or 2 times, oh, it didn't work, I'm moving on. It's like you've got to give it some time because more and more things will be revealed as you're working through things. It's not just a one and done. That being said, I don't look at coaching as, like sometimes therapists, work with somebody for years and years. This is more short term. We want to try to get those results and move you forward quickly.
And seeing a coach is like dating someone. You can't just go on 2 dates and be like, this isn't for me. You have to spend some time to get to know them because you do have to set those boundaries and really learn each other and how you guys work well with each other. It's like forming a whole new relationship.
It really is. It really is. And it's amazing, like the first time people tend to really not want to talk too much or they don't know what to talk about. But that's my job to start really pulling that out of the person, make them feel comfortable and figure out, where they really want to go and why.
Now, as you are bringing in new clients, who is it that you work with?
So I call myself a career and business success coach. So I work with people that are working on their careers, looking to make change. Maybe there's a transition that they want to go to another business and they don't know what that industry is, or they want to grow within their own organization. And I also work with businesses that are, maybe they have leaders inside the organization that, they would like to have coached, as well as teams to develop synergy amongst that team to be able to move that team forward based on their purpose and their goals and desires. So.
Which I think is so cool. It's like having one of those group projects in school where maybe someone feels like they have to pull a majority of the weight. To have someone like you come in and then delegate a little bit more clearly and bring that team together to work better together so that everything just can start to roll forward is really cool. Now, as you're kind of coaching these teams, do you feel like you ever have any challenges with a larger group of people?
Oh, absolutely, because there's always like, 1 or 2 people that are like, why am I here? I don't want to be here. And, they've got their body language, arms crossed, and they're not sure that, why they're there. And, I can, when I'm working with groups or teams, I will coach people individually, with the whole team. And sometimes I'll just have to pull them aside and say, hey, what's going on for you? And, I really try to meet people where they are at and figure out what's going on for them. Because ideally with a team, you want to get everybody on the same page. But yeah, there's people, we're humans, right? We're going to bring our stuff, everything that we have from our whole life into work, into our business. So, yeah.
I mean, I think what you do is so incredible, and I also think that it's always those people that you see that are so closed off that eventually come around and they're the ones who benefit the most because you totally change their perspectives on from where they started to where they are in your sessions.
Right. And I think that's a really good point there because coaching, a lot of it is about reframing a situation. And instead of being like, oh, poor me, this has happened, or I'm not happy with this or whatever, looking at it from different points of view can help you look at the opportunity versus the problem.
Which I think that perspective shift is probably one of the largest benefits from getting a coach. And so now, as we're talking about benefits of coaching, what are some of the other ones that people can expect from kind of going through this tribulation with you?
I would definitely say, determining what your purpose is, your why, your reason for being. Finding out like what it is that you want to do and how can you bring that purpose into your workplace or into your life, and it's really a matter of kind of going through some of those things, but also getting results. I mean, ultimately coaching is about getting results and taking action, moving you forward and holding you accountable. So I can't, everybody's journey is different. That's why I call it adventures in coaching. It's an adventure, there's never a straight line from like what you think is in here to your final goal. You're always going to be zigzagging and finding different ways. And I think some people think that it's like, oh, one straight shot, but it's important to know that, it does take some time and to give yourself permission to, explore a little bit over here if you think that that's interesting, or maybe this didn't work out exactly as you thought. So what is it and how do we get back on track?
I think these are all such great benefits that people could really use in their day-to-day life, but also in their personal and professional development. Now, we're going to do a few of these sessions, so what other things can we expect from Adventures in Coaching?
So coming up next is we're going to be talking about purpose and mission and why that's so important. I'll be talking about leadership skills, women in business and the challenges that women have in business. Some things around communication, emotional intelligence, and just, figuring out like how to set goals and how do you really hold yourself accountable to those goals. So those are just a few of the things we'll be talking about.
Kim, I'm so excited to continue to spend time with you so I can keep learning from you just from sitting here. I think what you do is so incredible. And like I said earlier, I think you are a force to be reckoned with.
Thank you. It's fantastic to be here. I really appreciate it.
Make sure that you continue to stay tuned as we are going to continue our adventures in coaching, only because we're here to help you with your personal and your professional development. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Welcome aboard! Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Hey, it's Julio Garcia with TV8 Vail, and we are here with the word of the day as part of our Easter giveaway. Remember, you must collect all of the words to unscramble the sentence for your chance to win this surprise Easter egg. Today's word of the day is bloom. Remember, you must collect all of the words and unscramble the sentence to win this surprise Easter egg. And as a reminder, today's word of the day is bloom. Best of luck, everyone.
It might be chilly outside, but inside here at the Sebastian Hotel is a cozy new bar where you can take a break from the winter chill.
There's a new hot spot in town. The former Frost Bar went from icy to cozy and is relaunched as the Gambit Bar. Located inside the Sebastian Hotel, the new lounge is warm, intimate, and inviting. This is John D'Angelo, the general manager at the Sebastian. When he's not helping out in the bar, you may catch him by the entrance making hot, fresh stroopwafels.
Amazing.
He says the Gambit Bar has been a huge success so far.
I just could not be more happy with the first month of the Gambit Bar. It's it's a chess move, it's a clever risk, it's talking to someone you haven't spoken to before, maybe trying a drink you haven't tried before.
Speaking of drinks you may never have tried before, the Gambit's cocktails are a reflection of the hotel's priceless art collection.
There's a lot of beautiful artwork in the hotel, from Leonora Carrington to Emilio Plasencia Garcia to Alejandro Marti, who was the owner of this hotel, who passed away in July. We named a drink after him, and we named a drink after Leonora Carrington. It's Don Alejandro, which is a Scotch drink, and the Carrington Club, which is a tequila drink. We literally took a picture of their art and printed it on rice paper, and we floated on top of the drink. And it's been a huge seller. Also, our cherry smoked old fashioned was our biggest seller for the first month.
Nightly entertainment, an elevated menu, and as far as the stroopwafels, well, that's up to chance.
You gotta catch it. You just gotta get lucky.
John says it's just a hobby for him, but given the lines that form when that scent travels through the hotel, he may just make it a regular occurrence. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Wednesday. It is March 20th. I'm Kimberly Pro, and thanks so much for joining us today on the show today. We've got lots happening. Kevin Shields and I are having such incredible conversations with the Energy Center. We've got Inspired by Thai, Reconnected, Vail Vibes, and more. So lots happening in the second hour, and we'll get started right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. Kim was right. We've got a very happy Wednesday here on the show. A lot of great energy and a lot of great things to talk about. But let's start with that local weather. A lot of great things happening out there. Getting up today, 26 degrees. A high today of 51 degrees. Southwest winds very light, 5 to 10 miles an hour. So not a lot to worry about there if you're out there on the slopes enjoying the day. Look at those temperatures as we get up this morning. 26. Heating all the way up to 51 degrees today, so those temperatures almost doubling throughout the afternoon. Still spring-like temperatures in that second day of spring so far. I-70 corridor, 63 degrees and mostly sunny in Denver. Beautiful day there. 51 in Vail, 53 in Avon, and 57 degrees just over in Eagle. So nice warm temperatures out there. Tonight going to dip down to 24 degrees, partly cloudy, light and variable winds, so not a lot out there. If you're into some stargazing, possibly a few shots out there of that beautiful astrology. Look at this 5-day. This is kind of what we're talking about. Beautiful weather, 50s all the way through Saturday. And then finally on Sunday, we're going to break that dry spell and see some snowfall come into the forecast. So 60% chance of precipitation on Sunday with some snow going to fall, breaking that dry weather that we've had coming in. Beaver Creek snow report, nothing as we just talked about that dry spell reported in the last 48 hours. 242 inches for the season total, 61-inch base depth. So we've kind of seen it dip down a few inches over this last week with those very nice warm temperatures. 100% of the trains still open there in Beaver Creek with 25 lifts spinning, 166 trails open. Moving over to Vail, 64-inch base depth, 246 inches for the season. They've got 32 lifts spinning, 278 trails, still reporting 100% of the terrain. Kim, what do you think about that?
I think it's pretty amazing.
You think they're telling us the full truth there? I don't even know.
You know, it's
I need to get out there and
the
check.
great debate of spring 2024. You know, it's going to be echoed through the ages. Yeah. Is there really 100% of the terrain out?
I don't know.
How are you going to do it? You're just going to ride your bike and walk up and down it
so.
and do some uphill, some
I've
skiing?
skied weeds before, but I think they've got a lot of good terrain out there. Still some good snow. And hopefully that in the forecast is going to build us up to get us through to we're almost a month away from season close.
It's incredible. Season close. We've got the 14th and the 21st of April, but not that anyone's counting down.
Who is? I'm not.
I might be. I don't want it to be the end, but it's happening. But, you know, spring skiing means you still have bright sunny days. You want to make sure that your vision looks good and, you know, that everything is great. And we've got Eyepieces of Vail, as always.
Yeah, the art of vision is their tagline, and it was great being in their shop the other day talking to them. But looking at some of the technology that's out there, one of the brands they have is Anon, and Anon has a great goggle. MFI technology, Kim?
Magnetic face integration technology.
That's exactly it. You hit it on the head. But it's wonderful because you've got this goggle that's got this magnetic face mask on it, and you can just clip it off as that temperature heats up. And with the changes in the weather right now, this is a one goggle does all.
It's really great.
So you've got the great fit. This is the WM1. So this is for a smaller face. So they've got it all the way up to WM or W4.
Okay.
And you can get a lot of different things into this. So with this face mask, you've also got the lens. So you just pop out the lens. If you're in that sunshine or it starts to get flat light, you put in the new lens that comes in the bag. And what's nice is these goggles come with all the nice bag to keep everything in so you don't get the scratch lenses. You're not using an old sweat sock or put in your boot.
You can
you can clean it off.
Just to clean it just like that, you know.
In just a matter of seconds. Who'd have thunk it?
Who'd have thunk it? You know, they definitely, these are great goggles, especially right now with the weather, and you know, you don't want to get sunburned on your face, but you don't want to be feeling like you're being suffocated or using your traditional
Eyepieces of Vail, eight convenient locations around. So great place to go. Great place to make sure, and if you're giving gifts, this is a great gift to give at the end of the ski season. Why not?
And then they've also got great shades and other frames for the rest of the year. So Eyepieces of Vail, it's a good place to be.
And they got Garrett.
Garrett's the best.
He's not for
They're
sale.
They're all the best. We love everyone there.
He gives you some good advice.
He does. He's been there for quite a long time, and all of the staff is so knowledgeable and really provide.
And real quick, I think they're getting ready to celebrate their 40th anniversary.
They are.
So
40 years in the Valley. It's great. So head over to Eyepieces of Vail. Go check out your new spring frames, whether it's goggles, sunglasses, glasses, and beyond. They'll take care of you over there, and we always love their partnership. We'll be back with all of the wellness after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. And Think Big kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales. TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We love to talk about health and wellness here on TV8. And I am here with Dana from the Energy Center. And if you were with me, you could feel the energy radiating through the studio right now. You may be able to feel it at home. I don't know. That's a lot going on right here. Welcome, Dana.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so lovely to be here.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Energy Center first and how it got started. What was the vision behind it?
Yeah, so I've been a holistic healer since 2015. And when I was going through my process of transitioning from Western medicine to more Eastern medicine, there was a lot coming up for me that I didn't understand, and I was kind of embarrassed because at the time no one was talking about energy healing back then. No one really knew what it was. And so I felt kind of alone in my process and following my path, and knew that my soul wanted to become an energy healer. And so I was really wishing that I had more support and more guidance when I was going through that process myself. And so I wanted to really build a place where other healers could come and offer their divine gifts to the world and do it in a way that was really accessible and affordable. So I created the Energy Center out of pure love for and knowing that there's a need for the general public to receive more of these holistic modalities, because I am a nurse, that is my background, and I fully believe in Western medicine, but I also feel like there is a lot of room for improvement. There's an opportunity for holistic healing modalities to really come in and have people work with them to experience deeper levels of healing.
Yeah, so when you, as a nurse, when did you decide, or what actually made you kind of change and evolve into looking at more Eastern medicine?
So I think being a nurse, I had these moments where I was really frustrated because I would see how there's just a strong focus on the physical body. And we are energy, we are humans, we have this beautiful human experience, our body, mind, our emotions, our spirit, and so I just thought that that was really lacking. And so I started to explore different ways or different modalities in which I could help to integrate holistic healing, whole person healing. So I was always really drawn, for some reason, like a magnet to energy healing. Like that is what really attracted me to holistic healing modalities. And so once I found Reiki, which translates from Japanese to mean universal life force energy, once I found Reiki, I just felt like I was at home, and it really opened up my intuitive gifts, and it really helped me to connect to people in a way that I just really couldn't just doing regular old standard nursing practices.
Right. So for the viewers that are new to this, get into what exactly Reiki is and what Reiki does.
Yeah. So Reiki is an ancient form of Japanese energy healing, and it's very simple and it's very gentle. It involves a placement of the hands on the body, and the idea is that I am channeling this universal life force energy through myself, through my hands, into the person's body. And the Reiki energy, there's energy all around us. We are energy, the universe and everything in it is energy. Even Albert Einstein said this, so this is science. And so there's so much that we cannot see. And so when we channel this life force energy, we can create energetic shifts in the body that promote healing and well-being and balance.
Right, and they talk about, the power and the healing of touch.
Yeah.
And there is a lot to be said for that.
Yes.
And I know when we look at like Western medicine, it's like of the pills and the side effects and all the things.
Mm-hmm.
With Reiki, I might feel grounded.
Yes.
That's the side effect.
Yes.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, there really are no side effects, and there are oftentimes when people come to see me for Reiki, they experience deep levels of relaxation. they feel more balanced, they feel more connected to themselves and their energy. Sometimes people have emotional releases, and that's usually because that's what their system needs. They need to release and let go of what's no longer serving them. So there's so many ways in which Reiki can really help your whole being, your whole body, mind, and spirit. And it's not just like it's good for this and that, it's good for your whole self.
Now, you are a Reiki master. So let's talk about the different levels and what it takes to progress through those levels.
Yeah, so there's 3 levels in the lineage that I teach and that I was taught in. There's 3 levels of Reiki. So in Reiki 1, you are learning to become a Reiki channel. You receive attunement, so that's a process in which your energetic system is, you kind of receive this flush of your energetic system so you can become a channel to give Reiki to yourself and to others. So Reiki is an amazing self-care modality. I Reiki myself every night, so whether I can't sleep at night or if I just want to relax, I just place my hands on my body and the Reiki does its thing. It's also, in Reiki 1, you learn to give it to other people. In Reiki 2, there are symbols that you learn to help to enhance your energy healing, and then you also learn to give long distance Reiki, so you can send energy to people who are not in the room with you. And sometimes I've heard people say, does that really work? Is that real? Well, you're watching me on TV right now. We're talking to each other right now. So energy travels, energy can move. And when you do it in an intentional way, you can send Reiki energy healing to someone who is not there present with you at the time. And then level 3 is Reiki Master, and that's when you learn to teach other people Reiki. So as a Reiki Master, I have a 3-tiered program set up where people can come in, and if they just want to do Reiki 1, cool. If they want to go all the way to become a Reiki Master, then they can work through that as well with me.
Wow, nice. Now, other than Reiki, what other modalities do you key on?
So I'm also a yoga teacher. I've been a registered yoga teacher since 2016. And yoga, I started practicing when I was 18 years old, and I noticed that it was really helpful and beneficial to my whole system when I started practicing it back then. And there's so many just principles and fundamentals that you learn in yoga that have become a part of my healing work that I offer today. And then I also practice the Akashic Records. So if you haven't heard of that before, the word Akasha in Sanskrit translates to mean ether or space. And so the Akashic Records are this reservoir of all knowing. And as a channel, I'm channeling information from your spirit guides. Sometimes people call them your angels or your highest self. And essentially, I'm giving you the guidance and support that you need at this time on your path and in your life's journey.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
Now your website, I was talking to you earlier about how amazing your website is. I was on it, checking it out last night and this morning. How does someone find out more information?
Yeah, so you can head to my website. It's just my name, Dana Teresa with a TH.com.
Okay.
You can also follow me on Instagram at Dana Teresa Star. And we have this beautiful location called the Energy Center, where we have different healers who are coming in to offer their healing work. I have a few events coming up.
A full moon event, if I recall.
A full moon event I'm offering with aura imaging and energy healing. So if you want to come check out and see what your aura is, that's on Monday with the full moon lunar eclipse, the 25th. I have 2 member healers that are on at the Energy Center right now. Jessica Shada, she is a hypnotherapist and also a life coach. And I have Kristen Labaugh, who is a sound healer, and she is offering weekly sound healings with après-ski sound healings at 5 p.m.
I love sound healings.
So that's a really great opportunity. And Jessica, I'll go back to her for a moment, the hypnotherapist, she is offering a free complimentary hypnotherapy session for a group. So if you want to come in and experience hypnotherapy, that's going to be happening on next Wednesday, March 27th. So head to our Energy Center Facebook page, and all of our events are there.
Yeah, that full moon sounds like a wonderful event to take part in.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Dana, for coming on the show today and sharing your gift of healing.
Thank you.
And self-love, and the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes.
So people can come see you and move up to that Master Reiki and give the gift.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. If you get out there, make sure you take part in some of these wonderful events of healing, self-healing. Come see Dana, explore and experience everything that she has to offer. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hello, I'm Shervin Rezai here with Chenna Garden in Avon, Colorado. My hobbies are obviously skiing. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. In addition to that, music's always been my first passion, and you can see that alive and well at Chenna Garden with our little record nook, where we have over 300 records, and we'll continue to grow that collection and play vinyl records for you while you enjoy your cuisine. Chenna Garden is Avon's oldest running restaurant. We've been open since 1988 when my mother set up shop and wanted to begin offering Avon, Colorado the best quality Chinese food that we could get. And I started working in the restaurant when I was 8 years old as a dishwasher making $1 a day. And then one of the servers, pushed by my dad, told me I should ask for a raise, and then I got $5 a day, but then I had to put all $25 at the end of the week into a savings account, which actually helped me out in college. So after college, I went out to New York for law school, and I spent 15 years out in New York City practicing law and working in-house, which exposed me to a lot of restaurants all over the world, all over the country. And after getting exposure like that, I realized that we have this beautiful restaurant here that has so much potential. So in the fall of 2023, we came back, remodeled, and tried to get this back to give that special feel that I've known all my life here. We've been offering a lot of new cuisines, including German cuisine with our good family friend Gunther Schmidt, who's been serving up authentic German cuisine in the Valley for many, many decades. Why not? This is America. We can serve German food in a Chinese restaurant, and we just let it try. And after a year of it, it's been building up some success, and we're just having a lot of fun just seeing the look of bewilderment on every customer when they're like, how am I getting German food in a Chinese restaurant that's this good at this quality? Chenna Garden is really all about that community, and that first starts with the local community. We always try to take care of all of us who are working hard, grinding it, so that we can also enjoy what this valley has to offer. And through that, we get a nice mix of word of mouth, tourists who come in. We're looking for something a little more authentic and that has a history with the valley. I'm a proud member of the Avon Vail Valley community, lifelong member as I was born here, and I hope you come out and see us here at Chenna Garden. We're open every day, 4 to 9, any day the mountain's open. Cheers.
Good morning, Vail.
It's springtime and we want to know what is happening with the weather. As you can see, it's a high of 51 today. We've got mostly sunny skies, which is great. Getting out there, it's going to be a beautiful day today, especially if you want to hit the mountain. Spring skiing is the best in my opinion, but we've got winds coming from the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we look at what's going to be happening the rest of the day, let's take a look at the hourly forecast. As you can see, lots going on in the weather today. We've got noon, 44 degrees and sunshine, 47 and mostly sunny at 4 o'clock, 39 degrees tonight. We'll see a little bit of clouds rolling in the evening, but as Kevin's been saying all day, stargazing is going to be a good one tonight. So let's take a look at the I-70 corridor, 63 degrees in Denver. So we are starting to see the temps heat up there, and what Denver is known for, that summertime weather is quickly approaching in Denver. But Vail, we're looking at 51 degrees for the high. Avon just a little bit warmer with 53 for the high, and then Eagle at a whopping 57 degrees. Partial cloud coverage in Vail and Avon, but Eagle, it's going to be sunshine all day long. As we look at the evening tonight, 24 degrees for the low, partially cloudy. The winds will be light and variable, so it's just a really pleasant night to stargaze and get out there like Kevin has been saying all morning this morning. Now the 5-day forecast, this is what we want to see. We're looking at the 50s until the end of the weekend or the beginning of next week, depending on if your glass is half full or half empty. But Thursday, 51 degrees and mostly sunny, 26 for the low. Friday, just about the same with just a 1 degree variation, 50 degrees for the high, 27 for the low. Saturday, we're looking at partial cloud coverage, 50 for the high, 28 for the low. 30% chance of precipitation. And then Sunday, dry spell is over. We're looking at 60% of snow showers happening on Sunday with 40 for the high, 20 for the low. And then Monday, just about the same, 40% of scattered snow, 36 for the high, 18 for the low. Snow report, we want to know about it. Beaver Creek. We have not had much snowfall, which we all know, but that'll change this upcoming weekend. The season total, 242 inches, a base depth of 61. Those lifts are spinning from 8:30 to 4. And then looking at the trails that are open right now, we've got 25 lifts open, 166 trails, and 100% of the terrain open. Quick update in Vail, we've got 0 snowfall over the past week, 246 inches for the season, base depth of 64 inches, so it is changing just a little bit. And then we've got 32 lifts open, 278 trails, and 100% of the terrain. Now, Kevin, he doubles down. He does a lot over at Makoto and the Grand Hyatt in Vail, but Makoto is a wonderful place to be. We've got over there for the grand opening, so let's take a look.
There's a new upscale sushi restaurant in Vail. It's named Makoto after its chef, Makoto Okua, who is a James Beard Award winner and has been featured on Iron Chef America. The new restaurant opened up with a bang this winter at the Grand Hyatt Vail after months of preparation. And although Chef Makoto has multiple restaurants, including ones in Miami and Washington, D.C., he says this latest edition is a dream come true.
I just can't imagine like where I started from, what I have right now, and now I have a restaurant in Vail. It's like a Thanksgiving and Christmas and then American Dream came at once. That's how I feel like.
The Grand Hyatt's general manager, Kevin Shields, says they're thrilled to add a celebrity signature restaurant to their dining options.
We not only have the opportunity to open an amazing restaurant, but to also elevate the food scene here in Vail, Colorado.
Chef Makoto is a master of the more modern Adome-style sushi, which he has perfected for over 25 years. He says he's excited to welcome in the people of Vail.
Give me an opportunity to taste my food and see what happens.
You might just be blown away. Kampai to that. For TV 8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of Good Morning Vail. Now we're doing something really cool for Easter. Starting Monday the 18th, every single day, you're gonna get a new word. So if you watch every day and unscramble the words to make a sentence, you can win What's in This Egg. Make sure and tune in every day. Good Morning Vail.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. we transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I don't want to bring bad news with the season ending, but you know, wellness is so important in recovery, especially after being out on the slopes all season long. I've got Christy Samuelson of Inspired by Ty here to talk all about her services and what she offers. Christy, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here. So you offer so many incredible services. You've got Inspired by Thai, so mobile Thai massage, which is traditional Thai, and then you also are offering cupping. So how important is it to be doing these things throughout the ski season and beyond?
100%. Let's get to closing day safely in one piece. Yeah, my background is athletic training, actually, bachelor's degree, and then I got into massage therapy just because I wanted to help athletes. So this is the perfect area. Everyone is working hard, playing harder, and we're just trying to get through, you know, the end of the season without an injury. I know about 3 people out right now with knee injuries.
Oh boy.
So, you know, yeah, so you'll see there's a picture of me actually cupping my own knee after skiing with some ice cubes in the cup. So I was doing some cryotherapy along the ridge, the medial aspect of my knee, just to reduce the swelling and to get the pain to settle down.
That's it. That's incredible. So I guess you offer traditional Thai massage, and I'd love to kind of address that. But let's talk about cupping. So this is your latest service, it is such it's a piece that people are really into right now. So talk to me about what it is. You mentioned cryotherapy on your own knee. So what is cupping? What does it do?
So cupping. So we have a couple of the different silicone cups. We've got the small to medium to large to extra large, and depending on the body type. On the part, we'll use a different size cup. It is a ancient form of modality, like the most ancient form of healing back in the day in Thailand and China, Greece even. So they have flash cupping, static cupping, movement. So sometimes when you see those discolorations and the markings, that is the skin reaction to after a session.
Wow.
So you can see there's some healthy tissue being pulled, and so you're pulling the fascia and the skin and the muscle into the cup, so it's a negative pressure.
So it essentially separates the layers of skin.
Exactly. And so then we start to get into more moderate to severe stagnation, so that gives me a clue and tells me where, again, the body may be feeling some congestion and where to work in that area. And then to move the lymph as well. So we've got a lot of lymph drainage that we do with the cups as far as really gentle movement. A lot of people feel like they don't want the discoloration. I personally think it's a rite of passage and that you are taking care of yourself, you're doing some self-care. Michael Phelps made it, popular in the Olympics. Gwyneth Paltrow has walked the red carpet with these markings after, and they only last like 2 to 3 days, depending on how significant the stagnation is in that area.
Well, that's so true. I think I used to see people with these red round marks on their bodies, before it became a known service, and so I always wondered what it was. So talk to me a little bit about the health benefits. So what does it do? You mentioned a little bit of the lymphatic drainage, but what else does it do?
So it'll increase blood flow to the area and decrease your pain. So there's again, sometimes we call it a pin and stretch. So we're moving in one direction and we're working on the other direction. So it's like the brain, in typical massage therapy, and you do deep tissue massage and you're pressing in that area, a lot of times people are used to that and they know it's coming, and then they're flinching a little bit more internally. So this actually tricks the body and the nervous system to release in a different way.
Great.
Which I love.
Yeah, so you mentioned there's static and there's movement cupping. So what are the differences and what does it do?
So for example, like if on my knee, I might just, suction, plop, put the cup here, or I kind of have suctioned it and now I've started to pull just very gently up and down that line and do some little circles, lymph drainage, follow the tissue line. as far as for the quads, and up and up and up, and get the lymph moving and draining. So another benefit is for women that we love, you might see a decrease in cellulite.
Oh, wow, that's great. That's awesome. And so also it works well with scarring, doesn't it?
Correct.
So how does that help with the scarring tissue?
So it just, again, is going to break up that scar tissue, again, with that increase of blood flow coming to the surface, and that's when you start seeing those markings. And just that little gentle bit of movement, again, it's like a cross-fiber friction with an uplifting motion.
That's great. So how did you decide to get into cupping outside of your Thai massage services?
I had a very good private client in the hockey industry who loved cupping, and I was working on him regularly, and I decided to just go to the next level and take additional training, and it has enhanced my career so much. I've got local athletes. A shout out to our friend Corey Crane.
We love Corey Crane.
We love Corey Crane here. You know, after she did the Leadville 100, I was just so inspired by her story. So I said, I need to get my hands on you and try some cupping on her legs for recovery. I've got a lot of different other athletes in different realms, football, NFL players that come in town in the off season, love this modality. We're getting into baseball right now. So yeah, athletes love it of all realms.
Yeah, it's great. So you and I were talking off camera a bit about what cupping does. So what we've seen is people are usually like laying on a table, or you're handling it that way, but you can also do this while you're moving.
Correct.
So talk to me about that.
So I've experimented with lots of things at home, off camera. And so I'll even do like a pattern on my chest in the morning when I'm meditating, and I'll have it there for 8 to 10 minutes. But as well as for my knee recovery, I've done medial lateral cups up the quad and do some lunges as far as for my strength training and rehab now with my knee, my meniscus thing going on there. And also, it's called yupping. So it's yoga meets cupping.
Okay.
So we're very excited to have Kevin on the next segment. Be careful, Kevin, that might mark your forehead. And there's facial cupping as well, where we can do some facial cupping, make you look so many years younger. But I'm really excited to bring some cupping to different areas. So maybe we can do cupping in the park this summer with some movement. The IT band, some lateral movements, and just again, get people more exposed to that. It can be spicy, it can feel a little different, but the benefits are so worth it.
And that helps because it's stimulating blood flow, and you want blood flow in your muscles while you're moving. And so it definitely just helps with recovery or with
100%.
building or whatever it is. I love that. Now, what people didn't see is that Kevin was trying out the cups behind the camera. So if we were wondering what was going on there. But so outside of this, would you say this is probably one of your more popular services right now?
It is actually, and my clients are calling it mupping because they still love my massage, but they want to try the cupping, so we do a hybrid. So I also have a Chinese set, which is a vacuum seal. And we can put those on the back, so more for stationary and or movement. And again, like the facial patterning, like this is our facial kind of routine.
So when you do it on your face, does it leave bruising in the same way?
No,
Okay,
that's why I'm very concerned over there.
Oh, it's worse.
It could. It could. So especially like the temples, you don't want to watch a YouTube or TikTok video and just place a cup on your temples and think you're going to look like Kim Kardashian again, or do a duck face cup on your lips, and next thing you know, it's like you've got this purple hickey bruising as you're trying to go out to dinner.
In other words, don't try it at home.
Don't try it at
Call
home.
Christy if you want to have your facial cupping done.
Absolutely. I can guarantee you'll look a little younger. I'm not going to say how much younger, but you will look younger and uplifted. And it's a nice little amenity to add to your routine.
That's true. I can feel myself already smiling and lifting up because I'm just anticipating. So this is wonderful.
Awesome.
So Christy, where can we go for more information to follow along to get your services and just connect?
So social media, I have a presence inspired by Thai on Instagram or Facebook. You can reach out to me directly, Instagram that way again, or send me a DM. And you'll see some more pictures of cupping there.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to try it out. I've been a little bit wary, but now that I've had this conversation.
Well, we made a commitment to each other off camera too.
We did.
Should we announce it?
No, not yet. Not fully committed. But no, I'm definitely excited to try it out. And I think you've kind of broken down my hesitation about trying it. So appreciate all that you do.
I love it. it. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for serving the community.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
For sure. Now we've got a bit more left on the show. We'll be right back after this short break.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. When we talk about health and wellness just doesn't happen out of its own. It has a lot to do with the support group that you're around. And we're here with Creighton. How are you, sir?
Doing well.
Madison.
How
are we doing today?
Great, thank
Great.
you.
I like your rainbow.
Thank you.
Little
Thank
color
you.
there.
Yeah, got it when I started Mountain Pride.
And then my good friend Rob. Rob, you're no stranger. You've been on here quite a few times talking about getting reconnected.
Awesome. Yeah, so this upcoming weekend in Vail, we're celebrating Vail's Queer Ski Weekend, and Reconnected's partnered with Mountain Pride to bring some fun events to the community and hopefully to the visitors in town as well.
Yeah. Madison, Mountain Pride. That is something that has absolutely grown exponentially over the last few years. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, it's absolutely incredible how much it's grown, and just shows that why it was needed and why important organizations like Reconnected and Mountain Pride are needed. And so, you know, we started in 2020 as a grassroots organization with a pride, and then we realized there was so much more need and many gaps that our community wasn't served, and so grew as an organization to provide more community-based programming, educational events, advocacy and activism, and access to resources. And so all of this coming together in these cool celebrations and opportunities to connect with community, like our first Queer Ski Weekend in Vail this weekend.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun because the summer event has something that has exploded.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely insane how it's gone from something that was it started as a gathering that originally was hundreds of people, and now you've got the food vendors, you've got arts and entertainment and everything that goes along with it. Just a beautiful event, and now you're expanding into the winter season, which is nice to see.
Yes. Oh my, it's so nice to see, because Pride Month is incredible and such an important celebration, but we're queer 365 days a year.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. And so having an opportunity to get on the mountain together in an industry that is often not represented to the queer community, and so to get on the mountain, connect, light up the slopes with rainbows is just an awesome opportunity that we're super excited about.
I love the excitement around it and the color with the rainbows and everything else. So what should people, if they're going to show up and do this, is there an attire that we have to wear?
Dress up.
Costumes.
Dress up.
Lots of costumes.
Yeah. I think this weekend is a celebration of being different and weird. So, and Saturday night, our event is glitter and ice, so definitely sparkly. We want rainbows on the slopes, and we'll be passing out flags. And
it's about expressing yourself and
exactly.
the individualism and acceptance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
and it's nice, I grew up skiing here since I was 3 years old, so it's really cool to have some get space to be queer on the mountain and celebrate that. So it really comes close to home.
Well, where's everyone going to meet? Is there a meeting spot? Is it just going to happen? What's the organization on it?
Yeah, so for the weekend, Friday night, we're kicking off with our partners at Two Arrows with a party thrown by Yes Please that benefits Mountain Pride. And then Saturday morning, 10 a.m., Lions Head Village, you won't miss us, will be the big rainbow tent with the rainbow flags. We're starting off there, having an opportunity for everyone to get together, take a beautiful group photo, but then, hey, let's get some crews together and y'all go ski this run and y'all go snowboard this one, and just start to make those friendships that often when we're on the mountains, unless we're on the chairlift next to somebody, we're not really talking. So let's get that community together. And then we are going to, at 12, do a smoking views and barbecue kickoff with Reconnected, an important opportunity because also with these events, Pride's typically the parties that we're throwing, there aren't opportunities for it to be a sober space, and I'm going to put it to you to talk about why that's important.
Right, and so we'll be on the mountain deck, top of chair 4 and 11, and usually a lot of people local know what that scene looks like, right? And it's a lot of beers, a lot of people getting sloppy, and so what a great way to add to an event where we talk about acceptance and being okay in your own skin. In multiple communities, it's almost this invisible thing where it really matters what's in the cup and what I'm drinking, and we're trying to just show hey, we can all have a great time and really connect out there without substances. So.
Yeah, and I think that connection is much stronger without the need, because some people feel we live in a town where it's a party. You talk about being queer 365 days a year, it's a party 365 days a year here in Vail, and for those of us that live here, you need to make that separation.
Right, and to be included in an awesome event, we don't want anything to get in the way of that, right? I don't really want to ski because everyone's going to be drinking and partaking, and one, that's not true. I want to bust that myth right away. That is not true. And
you should be a myth buster.
Yeah, exactly. Should stand there with the breathalyzer or every chairlift. And no, but really show that, hey, we're out here and we're making a concerted effort to show that being in recovery is cool and you can still be part of, and that's really what this event is about. And it's so cool to we're both small new nonprofits, and it's really easy to just run ourselves into the ground. And so these collaborative partnerships where I don't have to do all the lifting, I can chip in, makes such a big difference. And the people that are part of our community can meld with their community, and we can start to make these lasting relationships that hopefully yield to more volunteers hosting cooler things in the future for us.
Yeah, it's going to continue to parlay on itself. Is that getting you into more trouble or what?
That'll be fun. Rob and I will be the grill masters on Saturday, so make sure to stop by.
Absolutely.
And then you want to continue with the schedule?
Yeah, no. And then we are going to do a group run down Pride Run. And so that's going to be a really cool opportunity. All of us together in our beautiful rainbow fun outfits, skiing down to then an après at 4 at the Tavern on the Square. Thanks to the generosity of Vail Resorts, will be there. And actually, our attendees will get 20% off their tab, which is super awesome. And then we'll have a little bit of a gap, and then we are going to do our first glitter and ice party at Chasing Rabbits. This is one of the first opportunities there, and just like a really great space and an awesome partnership with them. And then we're going to end the weekend with our famous vintage drag brunch. This is a fan favorite. Everybody loves it. We have 3 shows at 9:15, 11:15, and 1:15. So get your reservation now, because I know that there's a few left. But truly one of the best high energy fun opportunities and just incredible food. And
yeah, it's hard to get into vintage anyway, but you throw into the mix a cool event like this, and you definitely need to make reservations and get in there.
Totally, yeah. So get it while you can. You know, they're just want to take a shout out to our partners, from Two Arrows to the Grand Hyatt, the Sebastian Vail, Yes Please, Epic Promise. Am I missing anybody? All these people that reconnected, yes, that make this happen. Without these partnerships, without this visibility, without this support, we wouldn't have opportunities like this. So just really grateful for the partnerships. And like you said, Rob, when we come together, we can build more connections and more opportunities for intersecting communities. And, you know, as adults and living here in the mountains, it's hard to make these friendships and have this type of visibility. So that's why events like this are so important.
I work at the Grand Hyatt Vail. I remember my director of human resources, Megan, brought this to me and I go, we got to do this. We got to be part of this. So much fun. Now let's talk about Pride Run real quick. Yeah. Is that at the top of Chair 26 and then it goes down into Lion's Head?
Yep.
That's the plan.
Okay, that's it. That's the location.
All levels welcome.
Yeah, it's an easy run, so no need to be too scared.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thank you all so much for not just joining me on the show, but for everything you do, because that's what the Vail Valley is all about. It's about, you know, everybody loving one another and accepting one another, and great events like this that just bring all sorts together. So thanks again for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Get out there, enjoy this. What a great event to take part in this weekend. So have fun, get out there, be safe, spread the love, and enjoy the pride.
Good morning, Vail.
Hey, it's Julio Garcia with TV8 Vail, and we are here with the word of the day as part of our Easter giveaway. Remember, you must collect all of the words to unscramble the sentence for your chance to win this surprise Easter egg. Today's word of the day is bloom. Remember, you must collect all of the words and unscramble the sentence to win this surprise Easter egg. And as a reminder, today's word of the day is bloom. Best of luck, everyone.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
More than ever, kids need information to help them better understand their surroundings and to better protect themselves. Each week, this program works with the various law enforcement agencies across the country and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, spotlighting several missing cases, hoping someone, like you, might have information that will lead to finding these individuals.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. And yes, second day of spring, and we're going to look at these temperatures because it seems a lot like spring out there right now. 26 degrees getting up, a high today of 51 degrees, mostly sunny all day long to really add to the joy of being out there and doing some spring skiing. Vail by the hour shows that. The sunshine still flowing through all the way to 4 p.m. Some clouds may move in, but those temperatures are still going to be very warm out there. I-70 corridor shows 63 degrees, partly sunny in Denver, 51 in Vail, 53 in Avon, and all the way up to 57 degrees in full sunshine just next door in Eagle. So those 50s are out there in full force. Going to drop down to 24 degrees, partly cloudy tonight. Really no winds. Going to be very light and variable throughout the evening, but this is a different story when we look at our 5-day. Thursday, again, 50. Looking at Friday, possible chance of precipitation coming in, but as we move into the weekend, Saturday, and then finally Sunday, those temperatures dip down into the 40s, and we're going to show some possible snow showers coming in, 60% chance of some snowfall coming in. So some weather coming in this way to add a little bit to what's been melted off with these beautiful, beautiful spring-like temperatures.
It's so true. You know, we're just hopping right into spring, aren't we?
We are hopping.
The flowers are blooming. You know, springtime is a beautiful time.
Was that a rabbit reference, the hopping part?
You know, it might have been, but I think it's also a hint at our word giveaway that's happening.
Is that what this egg is doing here in front of me?
We've got lots of fun surprises inside of this Easter egg, and we're probably wondering what the secret words are. There are a lot that are happening, so you have to be paying attention to see what's in it. But what kind of things are we giving away here?
Well, there's a big prize in here. I can feel it's very heavy.
It's very, I can tell.
Very heavy.
You know, you just don't want to shake it too much because you don't know what's inside it.
No.
But you know.
I know one of the prizes we're going to give away is going to be a $100 gift certificate to Makoto.
And more, so who
A
knows?
lot more.
A lot
There's a
more.
lot in this egg.
And hopefully people were watching and saw that incredible grand opening at Makoto.
Yeah.
You know, they are booked out. It's great. You know, reservations are not suggested. They are
required.
Required.
Definitely.
So definitely want to get your hands on this Easter egg because we're hopping right into spring.
Yeah.
Flowers are in bloom. It's just a gorgeous time.
Got a month left.
A month left.
Maybe less. We'll see what happens.
Well, we will see what happens. But, you know, great wellness day today.
Oh, a lot, everything.
Everything.
I mean, the energy. We talked about the energy and cupping.
Cupping.
I mean, good gosh. I didn't know there were so many ways to get cupped.
You know, I didn't know that either. Static, moving, you can put it on your face. I'm a little aware of that.
Put it on your face.
But
Don't do it on your own. I did it, and I think I've got a mark.
Not yet. We can't see it yet. It might set in later, but you know,
like an
it's
octopus
such a.
slapped me upside the head.
Well, I was really grateful to be educated a little bit more on what cupping is because I've seen the bruising. It's not really bruising, but I've seen the circles. Scares me a little bit, but now I know.
It's great stuff. You feel wonderful afterwards.
You really do. And then reconnect. Lots happening this weekend with the Mountain Pride event at Vail. So Lions Head Village, 10 a.m. is where it starts. And lots happening. And Kevin and I will see each other and see you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Take care.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for